This is yours or yours? This is your camera?
No. It looks like, yeah, because of the microphone.
Well, Ngannou, how's it feel looking around this Riyadh season is kind of created from what you started? This is going forward for the next few years. How does it feel knowing that you've created all of this?
Well, I didn't create it. I was part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was honored to be one of the main people in it, but feels great, you know, like, and then it comes at the moment that I was, you know, I just decided to take a new step and was just figuring it out, and then this came to be a perfect fit, perfect situation, and my spot was just open, so I just get in.
Life is pretty good, right? Life worked out pretty well, right?
Life always works out pretty well when you believe. You know, most of the time you will let the storm maybe disturb you, unstable. You will get unstable by the storm, and then maybe that can create a doubt in your mind or stuff like that. But if you stay still, you will find out that life is always good.
Absolutely, man. Now I got another question for you. You won a kickboxing title in Paris several years ago. What is your memory of that one kickboxing fight?
He was in Perpignan, in fact, in France, still in Perpignan. Well, I remember there was a moment that I just want to fight.
Yeah.
You know, I was very excited, was very hungry, was training all the time and wanted to fight. And that was, I mean, my kickboxing wasn't great though.
But you won.
Yeah, but I was just like, I have the willing to win. I was going there for everything. It was quite a good experience.
Another one for you. On kickboxing, Glory had sent you an offer last year.
No, Glory didn't send me an offer. I never received a offer from Glory.
I'm going to report back. I was the guy who wrote the story as well. I'm going to have to correct that. I was the guy who wrote that story.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
No, I never received an offer from Glory.
Last question for you, sir. Who do you have, Tyson Fury or Usyk?
I would go more for Tyson Fury. Yeah, I get Tyson Fury. And to be honest, I want him to win. I want the rematch to be there for the undisputed.
Number one in the world, am I right?
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, sir.
Also, always aiming high.
Just to ask what the PFL are doing in Saudi at the moment, and then what they're looking to do in the MENA region. Just how special is that in terms of what they're going to do for the whole MMA world, the whole space there?
I think the PFL has have adopted a great strategy in terms of like create PFL regionally and then get people more involved. You know, like when you have a event centralized in one place, of course, it's going to be in different prime time around the world, and then most of the time people don't feel it. Like for example, if you have somebody in Saudi, in Saudi fighting in the US, in the global PFL, it's hard from the Saudis to watch that fight, even though they want to support him. Not only because he won't be on time, they will have a broadcast issue to collaborate. You know, it's the whole process to go through, and they are not even sure that they're going to engage that conversation for a broadcast right for only one fight or for only one guy, and maybe after 2 fights this guy get caught. You don't know what's going to happen, so it's a lot of drama. Now they bring it regionally, and then it's for the region, right? You have people for the region, kids from the region that are seeing that and want to be there, and then seeing people that maybe they are training together or that they are in the same gym, being in the event, maybe 10 of them, 20 of them in the same event, then it creates a huge ecosystem and a huge engagement to people to fight that. So I think it's a great strategy. And I'm speaking, I know where about that because that's even before the PFL regional came out and they talk about like PFL Africa. It was a plan that I, for the past like maybe 5 years, I've been trying to develop in Africa. So I create something named the Garden, how to create more engagement and then to build talent in Africa. And then the PFL came, was obviously the perfect fit with all the our vision alliance together, and everything was just great.
Franz, could you see, obviously it might be some time down the line, but can you see some champions, PFL and other organisations coming from this region because of
Absolutely,
PFL?
absolutely. Like, so what you have to understand is that this model is going to help to develop talent, right? Like they're going to be hosting event in this region, for example. Now, kids that were training, maybe it was just like training for passion, or like, okay, it's cool, but we are not going to get there. They didn't believe. Now there's a belief that comes. There's a faith. There's something real that is there, and they're gonna prove. There's an opportunity there for them. You know, not an opportunity that they want to take part of, but an opportunity that is their opportunity. And this is going to create a whole ecosystem, develop, bring a lot of interest, even for coaches, people that are have a good experience to teach, to come, because there is an attraction here, and media as well. And those kids they're gonna watch on TV and then sponsor, and it's an ecosystem that is being created. That's the beauty of sport. Sport creates its own ecosystem to fit himself.
And last for me on that, just in terms of what Saudi's looking to do in combat sports, you're obviously involved with MMA and the boxing. Just how special is it that the growth of the combat sport in this region is going to have an impact on the rest of the world as well?
For the past, like maybe 3 years ago, they were talking about like a potential big fight in Saudi, boxing event in Saudi, and then in the event of 1 year, like how many, if you look at the like big event that have happened, most of them is in Saudi, or what is up to come is going to be in Saudi. So I think in terms of sport, globally, the wind is blowing this direction. Like when you see soccer, I look at, I follow El Nassr, and then you look for a club that, to be honest, I didn't have any idea about this club before, but I follow Cristiano Ronaldo. This club is the elite league now. I was in the stadium the other day. They were kicking Inter Miami 6-0. But I mean, like you can see the level of competition, and it's not like they are certainly dominated in the region. So it proves like the level of competition in the region, because Al Hilal has like Benzema and stuff like that, and other clubs maybe have players that you might not know, but that are great players, and the competition is tight. So things are moving.
Hello, Aisha Faith from Arab News. So speaking of the sports scene in Saudi Arabia, how do you see the MMA and the boxing scene here in Saudi Arabia recently?
Recently?
Yeah.
Well, I would say more that recently it's been setting up for the future. You know, it's about like, I see more what's going to happen in like maybe 2, 3 years, 5 years, and I think the direction is to things are moving on here, right? Because we can see that fighters now are coming here to fight, but what we don't see is that at the same time they are building fighters here, is getting fighters excited here. I'm training in Mike Tyson gym, and there are local kids there train, and some are really serious and really good. And I do believe that in 5 years, those kids gonna be those ones that are gonna be on TV. Watch, Saudis would not necessarily have to go outside to find fighters because they have built their own. And it's the same thing of every domain, you know. So I see more the future, the plan, the long-term vision, which is the most interesting one.
That's good.
This is your last question, then we go.
Okay, sure. How do you mentally prepare for a high-stakes fight of this caliber?
I don't know. I train
Yeah.
and train, and when I have doubt, I train again, and again and again and again. I put my confidence in my training, in the work that I have put in, and I believe that is going to pay me out.
What's your list?
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for doing this, brother. So your legacy was shaped and based, from the West. Now with your name being recognized and tied in the Middle East, what do you hope to be remembered as in this region?
Whoa. Wow. Okay. What I hope to be remembered is as a great athlete, the person that stand up for himself and do everything that he has to do, that never back down, never give up. Yeah, a dreamer, because dreams are free. I'm allowed to dream, and I keep dreaming, and I don't give my dream up.
And my last question, you represent Africa on a global stage. You were talking about African fighters and getting them into the game, the boxing and MMA. How do you see that coming in, in the next few years, the next, decade or so?
I think things are going in a very good direction. For example, with the launch of PFL Africa, for example, because for so many years I had a concern about it, but was just by myself and couldn't do anything. Now I have a big hand, a big organization behind for the PFL who has the initiative, who has the same vision as me. So that's been shaking it. Just the announcement shakes things up a lot, changed things a lot. A lot of people, kids now in Africa, they are training to become a PFL fighter. And not only that, through my foundation, I've been putting on a lot of events, professional and amateur events out to at least in Cameroon, or recently we did someone even in Ivory Coast, but just to keep kids motivated, to give them something, to not give up their dream, because we are working in a plan, in an opportunity for them.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thanks so much.
Okay, you're welcome, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Wish you all
it.
the best.
You're welcome.